what you cannot say and what I will not allow to be said is that. That doesn't make any logical sense. If it was about money, I would have just stayed where I was at. Clearly, I had access to everything that I wanted. That doesn't make any logical sense. I wouldn't leave it to go work multiple jobs. And people know I make a good amount of money. Why would I do that for money? I love this person, and there were just certain things that just didn't work out. And that's not for the world to know. That's not for people to know. That's for me and him to know. And I hate that our business is out on the media sites. I hate that because it's a family. It's a family that's broken apart. It's not entertainment. And unfortunately, it's become entertainment. And I don't like it, because it was somebody.
Salute, Brad Squad. So today we here to talk about Tyrese, his ex-wife, Samantha Lee. She said that people was in her ear, and that's what drove her to divorcing Tyrese. All right, guys, remember, bad company causes bad morale. So y'all check out the intro, and we'll get right back to it.
To not actually divorce?
Not at that moment, no. Like at that moment, no, I would not. I would, if it was me talking to me in that moment, I'd be like, no, don't do this. Do you see how you're reacting to this? Like, you're so emotional. I can tell you don't have peace about this. Like, I know that this is not where you're supposed to be right now. Yeah. Like, you give it time, be more patient, like, wait till the dust settles. I definitely would have told me in that moment, no.
Got it.
Lawyers, court systems win in this. No, families don't win in divorce.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Lawyers win. They win. We families don't win. You don't win when a family is broken apart. I think Jay-Z said this. He's like, nobody wins when the family feuds.
Yeah.
Nobody wins. It's not a situation where somebody is a winner. But you basically, when you get lawyers involved, and there was a therapist I was speaking to, both me and him, a marital therapist at the time, that when I told him my decision, he was like, when you get lawyers involved, it gets ugly. He told me that. And
that's a fact, Samantha Lee. Now, you didn't know that then, but you know that now. This is why when I wear my F child support hat, it triggers folks. But we know that ain't nobody getting rich and successful off child support except for them people in them courtrooms. Just like divorce. Ain't nobody getting rich but them lawyers, guys. And it's magically weird how it take you to destroy a family structure to come to terms and still not want to take accountability. It's weird, guys, right? They do all of this dog and pony, living for the fairy tale. 'Cause remember, they live for the theme. Then once they capture the theme, they on to the next, right? Remember, guys, this is why I tell you, set goals, not desires. Because once you gain that desire, you still unfulfilled. You looking for something else now.
JC says, nobody wins when the family feud because you have to always rely on family in order to maintain your peace. If you do not have peace in your household, you're not going to have peace in your life.
Me more, her not having her father in the house like that. It's affected me more, seeing her used to something I didn't want her to get used to. Didn't want her to get used to. I was raised in a divorced home, and it was a high conflict divorce. And I didn't want that for her. So I think it's harder for me because I made the decision.
And here's the thing, guys. We all come from, well, not all, but the majority of us come from the broken family era. And we tell ourselves we don't want that our children to go through that. But that's what we tell ourselves. And then we go and do the exact same thing we tell ourselves we don't want to happen. Now, Samantha Lee, you coming from a broken background. You know what happens and the unbalance in the kids that get raised in these broken households. Why would you not be able to endure, buckle down? You know what I mean? When things ain't going straight in a relationship, it don't mean switch partners all of the time. Sometimes it mean to look deep within you. Look deep within you. You know what I mean? Don't always get up and go, guys.
Didn't want her to get used. You know, I was raised in a divorced home, and it was a high conflict divorce. And I didn't want that for her. So I think it's harder for me because I made the decision. You know, I made that decision. And gosh.
Take your time.
You know, at the end of the day, like, I don't think people understand, like, how, like, when you see a child, like, and she has a father, and I have a really great relationship with my dad. I have a great relationship with my stepdad. I have great relationships with the men in my life. And, you know, I always wanted for her to have that relationship, and she does. Her father loves her. You know, we've been able to go to like everything that's ever needed, like for her, like medically and things like that. If he needs to show up to, you know, a doctor's appointment, he'll go, things like that. But, you know, it's hard. You know, it's a hard process to, you know, I would love for us to come to a place of peace for sure.
See, that's the problem. She just admitted. Modern women, they think with their emotions, guys. They think with their emotions, and they'll use the logic, if any, later. But they think and react too emotional, guys. So they will, remember God said, with their own hand, they will tear it down. He knew what he was talking about, and that's what he meant by that. This is why I tell you, ladies, y'all got to start managing your emotions better. You got to start managing your emotions better. Period. Because your child deserves to see teamwork, not individuals working as a team. You see, there's a big difference. And when you ladies go off and make this independent decision to break the family up, break the family structure off because of your feelings, remember I told you, men sacrifice everything for the family. I mean, believe it or not, women will sacrifice the whole family for their feelings, guys. And y'all got to stop that. Y'all got to stop that. This is why we go so hard on the women. Because the women, y'all the key piece to the family structure, to the family unit. Fellas, forget what you heard. I don't care what channel you go to. Women, the mothers, are the key piece to the family structure, guys. No doubt. And if she all messed up, then the family is not going to go nowhere, guys. And government Satan's Zaddy, he know that. That's why he don't want us around them. That's why he separate the discipline from the nurture.
I had different people in my ear at that time. I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow.
I wouldn't. And that's the truth. I tried my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Because I think that I was, women were like, I'm an extremely emotional person. People that know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that like, okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate. I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. Like we're a lot, not all of us, right? But some of us are. Just like a lot of men can be like that. But I know women specifically, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this. He don't do that. Blah, 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 blah. And we're just focusing on these things. And because you don't have a certain person in your life to check you and say, sis, what about this? What about this? What about these strengths? What about what he's not doing? What, like those types of things. that can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person.
The realest strength she said in the interview right here, guys. And this is what I said in the beginning. Bad company causes bad morale. That's why I thank God Mrs. Goodbread don't do social media. She don't do the Facebook or the Instagram. And another thing, guys, all her female friends, the little that she got, they all in a relationship. You know what I mean? Family-orientated women don't chill with these single-minded chicks, bro, because they don't have nothing in common. Their conversations is two different things. The single ladies want to talk about men all day and how the men ain't doing this and that, while the women that got men, they already know what time it is. You know what I mean? So the conversation is all off. So you got to be careful. Remember, you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around the most. Now, you heard her tell you guys, she wouldn't even made the decision that she made had she had some traditional-minded women. But you see, y'all get out here and y'all go competing with each other. Y'all compete with each other. Y'all get all your information from each other. Y'all don't listen to man. Y'all haven't listened to a man in the past 50 years. So all your information on how to deal with men or how to raise men, you get from women. All right? Guys, I ain't going to hold y'all much longer. We're going to leave this on love note. You know what I mean? We ain't have love over here in a minute. So we're going to let love break this thing down even more clear for you ladies that need to understand what it is, yo. Relationships is 50-50 in terms of what you give and what you take, what you give and take. You know what I mean? Give and take, guys. Remember that video me and Mrs. Goodbread did? It's unavoidable things that's going to come up in every single relationship. So running from one, escaping one relationship thinking the grass is green on the other end, it's not going to be that way. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Y'all drink responsibly. Wrap up, strap up. I'll see y'all later.
I said I'm at fault for this. A lot of us are. A lot of times, like, because you can't manage your emotions, you be in a space in your life where all you want to do is just give up on shit left and right. And it ain't mature. It ain't healthy. A lot of y'all, like, some of your relationships with exes in the past, it really wasn't that y'all needed to break up. It was that you just wasn't mature enough to sit down and work through the average conflict that come up. Once phones came out and technology became a big part of how we communicate, how we express our love and our care for one another, you go in relationships have issues where somebody missed the call or, a text didn't get replied to right away or some shit went on with a person's phone being dead. Or if you don't have the tools or the skill set or the communication in you to be able to work through this average level conflict, like, you the issue. It ain't the other person and all the stuff you keep naming that they're doing. I tell people all the time when they talk to me on one-on-ones about relationship advice, if y'all can't even get along and work through the small stuff because you just keep feeling like a bitch doing something to you, or we could just break up. Oh, you missed my call? We could just break up. Oh, you was over there? We could just break up. Oh, you ain't do this? We could just break up. You ain't gonna give me the money for this? Well, fuck you. We could just break up. I'm gonna fuck with somebody else. Or you can go see that other bitch. That shit becomes like a norm for y'all to say. It's immaturity on your part.